Boy, this has gotten really ugly. I'm watching the NFL draft, and they're, I mean, they're at pick 85, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in the third round took a cornerback. Shador Sanders still remains undrafted. When I say that this is really bad and this is really embarrassing, that's sort of like an understatement. But I want to address some things that was said to me um, when I did a stream yesterday talking about this. One guy tried to talk slick and he know who he is. All right, let's see what's going on with this. All right. Oh, Kansas City's not taking a quarterback. But this dude started talking about people that went later on in the draft and became this, became that. Um, Listen, don't do that. And then I got people saying, well, what's the difference between Bill Haney and LeVar Ball? Like, here we go again. So, I guess you trying to lightweight call me a coon. First of all, let's get something straight. I'm the furthest thing from a coon, if that's what your bitch ass was trying to refer to. Um, you sure you want to play that type of game with me? You want me to go back down memory lane? Some of the stuff that Deion Sanders said and did, you know, you don't want to have that conversation with me because I can make an argument that him and his son are one of the same. They both like to defend racists, but we'll leave that alone. You, I don't know, man. This is bad, but I'm gonna say this again. Y'all got to get a strong black father. Y'all get that mixed up with having a big mouth. First of all, Sador didn't want to work out with certain teams. You can't come out the gate and say your son gonna play for or not gonna play for this team or not gonna play for that team. He gonna only play for certain team when your son ain't played one down of football. Let me explain something to you. If they didn't like the fact that, and this started with John Elway for years when John Elway was drafted #1 overall by the Colts, and he basically forced his way to Denver. A lot of people did not like John Elway and wished ill will against him for most of his career. They used to love it when John Elway would get blown out in the Super Bowl. Towards the latter end of his career, they finally was okay with John Elway finally winning 2 back-to-back Super Bowls. But a lot of people did not like John Elway when he refused to go to the Colts. Terry Bradshaw went in on him. And then you had Eli Manning refuse to go to the Chargers. Now look what they did to Eli Manning. Eli Manning did not get elected into the Hall of Fame on the first ballot when he should have. So if they punish some white boys, they're somewhere going, who do this dude think he is? You have to understand they have a different set of rules for us. So for the people that was trying to insinuate that I was some kind of coon, you can kiss my black ass, bitch. They prank called him? Oh, wow. Yeah, this is, became a humiliation ritual. But at the end of the day, this is what I'm saying. To a certain degree, I blame Dion for this because one, if Dion isn't his manager, Dion should have just kept his mouth shut. The press ain't always your friend, and that was the problem. That was prime time talking. That wasn't Deion Sanders. Your son ain't did anything yet. You already know. Let's just keep it a buck. Let's have a real conversation. Look how long it took them to finally accept the black quarterback. Now we can remove that word black from quarterback because now you had Cam Ward being taken #1 overall, and that's good. That's good. But you got this dude, Isidore Sanders, you know, just y'all know that one thing they can't stand is the arrogant Negro. Now I disagree with you. Eli Manning. Whenever he got to the playoffs, he showed up. Eli Manning beat Tom Brady in the Super Bowl twice. Two-time Super Bowl MVP. I couldn't disagree with you more. I could not disagree with you more about Eli Manning. I'm sorry. I couldn't disagree with you more. How does Dan Fouts get into the Hall of Fame on the first ballot and he didn't win anything? Okay. And I'm gonna be honest with you, Terry Bradshaw. I'm gonna say this again. Terry Bradshaw averaged an interception a game his entire career. Terry Bradshaw threw two more touchdowns than he did interceptions. So no, I couldn't disagree with you more about Eli. That's fine, and I'm saying I disagree with you because I can name quite a few quarterbacks that shouldn't be. I don't think Troy Aikman should have went to the Hall of Fame on the first ballot. Troy Aikman never won a league MVP. Troy Aikman only had one season where he threw for more than 20 touchdowns. Jim Kelly didn't win nothing. Jim Kelly went to four straight Super Bowls and lost, but yet he got into the Hall of Fame. How do you have a dude that won two Super Bowls and was this and two Super Bowl MVPs and he not in the Hall of Fame? I'm just making a point. Sador hasn't done anything. And I don't even want to turn into a discussion about Eli Manning. I'm making a point about how you can't sit up here and say you gonna do this and you and you not gonna do that. Exactly. How you lose four Super Bowls, but you get put in the Hall of Fame on the first ballot? Make sense. Like like, but then here go the thing. They said Matthew Stafford is a first ballot Hall of Famer, and Matthew Stafford has a losing record as a starting quarterback. Yes, he's won a Super Bowl, but they said he going into the Hall of Fame. So I'm just saying, make it make sense. All I'm saying about exactly. You can't sit up there and say that you ain't going here and you ain't going. They don't like it when nobody do it. Now, can you imagine them having an issue with a black dude saying that? An even bigger issue if they don't like white boys saying it. You how you think they gonna feel seeing some black dude saying it? See, people hate to hear the truth. I'm worried. Right now, they're at round three, pick 87. Green Bay is about to pick. I and that's all I'm saying. Y'all hate to hear the truth. Now, one dude asked me, but what's the difference between Bill Haney? Well, see, here's the thing: you don't get drafted by no promoters. At the end of the day, Bill is Devon's manager, and at the end of the day, it's different. You have a choice of who you can fight. Where you don't have a choice. If a team draft you, that's where you have to go. I'm telling you, this is history. They do not like nobody saying where they gonna play and where they not gonna play, especially if you ain't proven nothing. They don't want so at the end of the day, they decided to, I guess, teach him a lesson. So they wanted to humiliate him. Now, I didn't know that he got no prank call. If they gave him a prank call saying that's horrible. Well, Drew Brees has the numbers. And that's funny that you brought up Drew Brees. Drew Brees is up for the Hall of Fame this season, along with Larry Fitzgerald and a few other people. So this is gonna be a very interesting class. Well, that's the point that I'm trying to make. That's the point I'm trying to make, Frank White. If you think if they got mad at a white dude doing it, what you how the hell you think they gonna feel about seeing what they do not like arrogant black dudes? It's a different. All dude had to do is just be quiet. All he had to do is just keep his mouth. All Dion had to do is just keep his mouth shut. Wait till the draft was over and then start popping off at the mouth. Even Tom Brady was almost, I think Tom Brady was damn near, if not the last, the very last pick. He was almost the very last pick in the draft. He went in the sixth round. Okay. But Tom Brady, when he saw Bob Kraft, he walked up to Bob Kraft and said, "I'm the best decision that you ever made." He said that to Bob Kraft personally after he was drafted. They would have laughed at Tom Brady if he would have been saying, "Anybody who don't draft me, they making a big mistake." Yeah, Tom Brady turned out to be Tom Brady. Okay. But however, he kept his mouth shut until he got drafted. That's the point that I'm trying to make. And when Dion was speaking on behalf of his son, he was talking as prime time. Nobody don't want to hear prime time talking like that because everybody did not like prime time. Well, let me. Well, the Los Angeles Rams is next, and then Baltimore. So we know the Rams ain't taking a quarterback. Oh, oh, okay. It looked like somebody traded. It looked like somebody traded. Okay, Baltimore, Seattle. Yeah, that all I'm saying is about Sador, man. There was some, there was some issues about, there were some issues about, his mechanics. So there was legitimate concerns, and then you heard him every time he make a mistake, he blame it on his teammates and all that kind of stuff. See, they already was putting the word out on him. They was already putting the word out on him, and Dion didn't help his case when he was sitting up talking about, oh, my son. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, I think the Saints would have took him. Okay, the Jaguars. Nope. All right, so Baltimore is next. They not, but we know Baltimore ain't taking a quarterback. Nah, he didn't get drafted. They in the third round now. Nah, Sador didn't get drafted, and I'm just saying Dion shouldn't have opened his big mouth. Don't come here talking that strong black father shit, because that is not Dion. Because and my thing is, where's Ryan Garcia at? Has Ryan Garcia tweeted that it's messed up that Sador ain't got picked? Since Sador went out of his way to defend Ryan Garcia and befriend him. That, go ask Ryan Garcia how come he haven't tweeted calling out NFL teams for not drafting Sador. See, this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. Did Ryan Garcia reciprocate? Basically, somebody riding for him? Because Ryan Garcia can tweet about every other thing. So has he said anything? Yeah, he didn't say nothing. He was sitting up hanging out with Ryan Garcia. Didn't call him out for cheating. Didn't call him out for saying all that racist stuff he said. So you got to excuse me if I'm just not, I'm just keeping it a buck. I don't like what they did to Sador because at the end of the day, he's still a brother. But damn, man, it's hard though. But damn, man, what they did to him, they didn't humiliated him. But I guess some people gonna say he had to get brought back down to earth. Yeah, I found that rather amusing that Trump tweeted about that of all people. No, I just want to know where's Ryan Garcia at? I just want to know where's Ryan Garcia at? Because Sador went out of his way to befriend him and was partying with him after he beat Devin Haney. Then when Ryan Garcia tested positive for PEDs, he didn't say nothing. Then when Ryan Garcia said all that racist stuff, didn't say nothing. Deion didn't say nothing. But this is the same Deion Sanders that called out the black community when we called out Riley Cooper for saying that racist stuff. Deion Sanders attacked the black community after Riley Cooper said that despicable and racist, oh, I'll fight every nigger in here. So I'm just saying. If you think I'm lying, you could look it up. All you got to do is go to your Google search engine or go to YouTube search engine and type up Deion Sanders defends Riley Cooper. It's been hard for me to support Deion. When I seen Deion do that, when I saw Deion do that, man, I was I've been cool on him. Nah, he ain't got Sador ain't got drafted yet. So that's what I'm saying. Jim Crow Jerry. So I'm just saying, man. So it's kind of hard to just be Team Deion all the way. I just gotta keep it a buck, man. But it's messed up what they did to it. It's messed up what they did to us. All right, so New Orleans is coming up after Seattle. Maybe New Orleans will take them in the third round. We'll see. Yeah, what's up, JT? Hey, he didn't get blackballed. He got whiteballed because that's that's who. Hey, that's who the team owners are. They mostly white people. He got whiteballed. He didn't get blackballed. He got whiteballed. You know what, JT, man? It ain't looking too good, man. Okay, the Rams got to pick. Then after the Rams is Seattle. Like, man. So the Rams took a linebacker, Josiah Stewart, edge rush. The damage is already done. Like I said, Deion cost his son millions of dollars. and he may not even get drafted. I hope he get drafted. He cost him anywhere from like six to $10 million by him not getting selected in the first round based off a standard rookie contract. Now, listen, we all know that Sador ain't hurting for money. We already know that. But however, at the end of the day, you want to make your own money. Well, if he don't get drafted, Torian, then he can sign with a team as an undrafted free agent. I don't know if he didn't sign with an agent, he might could go back to school, or he could red shirt. I think one year if he didn't sign with an agent. I would have to see. If he didn't sign with an agent, he might could go back to school and he could be like I don't. All right, so next up, after the Seahawks, you got New Orleans, and then you got Cleveland. So let's see. I got time today. Oh yeah, I forgot these people is a little late. Let me turn to the but Cleveland is coming up though. Well, somebody need to go to Dion's social media and be like, dude, your big mouth fucked it up for your son. And once again, Dion made it about him. Same thing with LeVar Ball. At one time, LeVar Ball was campaigning for his son, but then at the same time, he wanted to become a celebrity within his own right. And then it got to the point to where they didn't even want him at games. So I'm just saying. Because at one time, like I said, LeVar Ball, I mean, it did get nerve wracking with him after a while. Then he just started becoming a minstrel show, talking about he could beat Michael Jordan in 101 and all that kind of stuff. I was just like, dude, be quiet, man. Nobody, like, dude, stop it, man. He just started saying all kind of crazy stuff. Because at first, people kind of was riding with him. Then he started his little tennis. Then he started tried to do the sneaker thing, and then it was taking people 6 months to a year to get their sneakers. So it was just like, bro. Because to me, I'm gonna be honest with you, the best player in this draft was Travis Hunter. The best player in the draft was Travis Hunter. And I think mostly everybody will agree with that. Now, I hope Travis Hunter get his wish where he get to be like a two-way player, where he get to play both corner and wide receiver. Man, everybody in a mama then warned Travis Hunter about that chick. If he's stupid enough to wife her up, then I don't want to hear nothing. Now, what I do find funny, just on the quick side note, now all of a sudden Stephen A. Smith didn't change this. He didn't backtrack because I guess the way people been ripping him to shreds for sounding like a cowardly, unloyal bitch boy. I mean, it is what it is. Now he trying to backtrack, like, well, what I meant to say, no, nah, nigga, it's too late. It's too late. Nah, it's too late, bro. It's too late. It's too late now, bro. You know what I'm saying? We all heard what you did. We all heard what you did, brother, man. So it's too late to. I mean, you know what I'm saying? You know, it's too late now, bro. I mean, I'm just keeping it a buck. It's too late. All right, let me see something. But yeah, like I said, man, um, I, Sador should be looking at it. Sador should be looking at his pops right now, being like, "Damn, dude, damn, dude." All right, here come the Cleveland Browns. Let's see what's up. Well, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. Yeah, it's a wrap. Yeah, it's a wrap. Nah, man, it's just it's not sad. Like sometimes, listen, I understand, man. Sometimes you have to pull your parents to the side and just be, hey, pops, man, you gotta sit this one out. Sador, I know it would have looked like he was like throwing his father under the bus, but at the same time, he got to be his own man. He should have said, listen, my father words was taken out of context. I will be happy to play for any team that draft me. Y'all know y'all got to play that game with them white folks. Y'all already know most of them NFL owners is country boys. They Hicks. They whatever you can think of. Probably if you trace they deep roots, they'll probably have ties to the Klan or other type of supremacist groups and stuff. He should have said, well, you know what, my pops, he don't speak for me. You know, at the end of the day, his words was taken out of context. My father, I know some people would have been mad saying, man, what he, but at the end of the day, he got to get on the football field. He got to put on the uniform. He got to put on them cleats. He got to go, you know, he got to be on the field. He got to study tape. Dion's time is over. Dion ain't playing. His son is playing, and Dion may have fucked it up for his son, and we just got to keep it a buck. They was probably thinking to themselves, "Oh, here we go, here we go. If we draft him, we gonna have to be constantly." And I'm gonna tell you right now, Deion Sanders screwed up any chance that he ever had to get a head coaching job. Dion can forget about ever coaching in the NFL as a head coach. He destroyed that. Can we really use race? Hell yeah, we can. I'm just telling you the point that I'm trying to make. If they got mad at Eli Manning for refusing to go play in San Diego, Y'all already know how this works. I shouldn't have to explain this. Y'all know it's okay for a white boy to be confident in himself. But if they want a black dude, they want a black dude to be like, thank you and all this stuff. And, you can't do that until you like get your feet wet. You know what I'm saying? You have to build your swagger where if you white, you could just come in there. But then most of those white boys, they know not to do that stuff. You know how this works. So I'm just keeping it a buck. And then Dylan Gabriel don't even got a good arm. Not to me. When you throw the ball and it's looping in the air, that ain't no rocket arm. That's not a good arm. Matthew Stafford got an arm. They straight fronting. He got a mediocre arm. Exactly. Nah, let's Leroy, let's get something straight. Let's get something straight. Sador is not being blackballed, he's being whiteballed. Let's get the terminology correct. He's being whiteballed. He not being there. He being whiteballed. Let's get the terminology correct. He's being whiteballed. Yeah, dude is like, and they trying to say he got a laser. He do not got no cannon for arm. Man, stop it. Joe Flacco had a cannon. Ben Roethlisberger had a cannon. Carson Palmer had a cannon. Matthew Stafford got a cannon. Oh yeah, Michael Vick. Whoo, my goodness. Yeah, deal. Sador ain't being blackballed. He being whiteballed. I'm talking about them damn. Hey man, them cloths came out in full effect today. Where's Jerry Jones at? Like I said, where Ryan Garcia at? Where is buddy at? Ryan Garcia? Why ain't he tweeting about he upset that his buddy Sador ain't got drafted? I mean, Dan Marino. Come on, man. This is Dan Marino we talking about. I'm talking about these dudes now. We all know what Dan Marino. I could tell you this much: I never saw a quarterback that can get the ball out of his hands quicker than. Man, I never saw a dude that can get the ball out of his hand quicker than Dan Marino. Dan Marino. It's crazy. As good as Dan Marino was, he never won a Super Bowl. That is just crazy. Oh, yeah, I forgot. Joe Montana. The 49ers. He had the misfortune of playing in the era of the 49ers. So, when the 49ers was, yeah, I forgot. I mean, he had an arm. Nah, Dan Marino, he didn't start getting hurt, like sacked a lot till like the later part of his year. Cause I remember watching him play later on in his career, he started to get sacked a lot. I did not know that I did not, the fake spike. I did not know that somebody prank called Sador saying that's cold, man. That's cold. That now that got to be an inside job, because how would they even know what number to call? How would they know to even like call the number to like tell him he been like, man, did not know they did that. Yeah, he got the NIL thing. He already got a couple of deals. I think he got a shoe deal if I'm not mistaken. Cause somebody look and see. I think he got a shoe deal. I I don't know. I don't know. I don't like the fact that I'm gonna say this again. I don't like the fact that Sador got humiliated the way he did, but that prank. I'm sure my boy Torian go talk about that. I'm definitely gonna talk about the prank phone call. I got to do more research, but yeah, that's cold. That's a cold game right there, man. Of course he is. Send it to me. Send it to me. Just text it to me. Boy, that's cold blooded. All right, you guys. I'll be back with more later on. Appreciate you guys.